China is a good example of how skill in weapon making can enable a nation to become a major military power. So here are 5 of those legendary swords in Chinese history. Number 1, the Yuchang sword. This sword was owned by Prince Guang, who was a general in the state of Wu during ancient China's spring and autumn period. This was a time where the country was composed of kingdoms of various sizes that fought with each other constantly. Guang came into power after he had King Lao, his cousin, assassinated. According to history, the assassin Zhuan Zhu hid a sword in the king's roasted fish. Zhu was brave enough to draw the sword and plunge it into the heart of the king, piercing his layers of armor in front of all his guards. The success of the assassination gave the sword its reputation of being the sword of bravery, and it was forever associated with Guang, who became the king. Number 2 and 3, the Ganjiang and Moye swords. These swords, dubbed the swords of love, were made by 2 of the most famous swordsmiths in all of Chinese history, Ganjiang and Moye. According to legend, around 494 BC, King He Lu, who we were just talking about, who ruled the state of Wu, an ancient kingdom in historical China, received 3 exquisite swords as a gift of surrender from King Goujian of Yue. The swords were so magnificently made that he commissioned the same swordsmith couple, Ganjiang and Moye, to make him his own sword. The couple complied with the king's command, and as they forged the 2 swords, they instilled in them the essence of yin and yang. However, they ran into a problem while making the swords, and Ganjiang, recalling his training, realized that the yin and yang essence were not balanced, so he and his wife Moye added some of their own male-female essence into the forge. This then balanced the yin and yang and solved the entire problem. The swords turned out perfectly. The yang sword, which Ganjiang named after himself, had a turtle shell pattern, while the yin sword, named after his wife Moye, had an eel skin pattern. When Ganjiang faced the king, he only presented the Moye sword and kept the Ganjiang for himself. The king, oblivious that there had been another sword, was pleased. But after some time, the king found out about the other sword. Angered at the betrayal, he ordered Ganjiang killed. But just as the swordsmith was slain, suddenly the Moye sword turned into a dragon, disappearing along with the Ganjiang sword. Ever since then, the legend was born of the 2 swords that was made by lovers who were separated by death but reunited and survived by their swords that remained together till the end of time.